Piper Wright is a resident of Diamond City as well as owner, publisher, and sole journalist of Public Occurrences newspaper in the Commonwealth. Born in a settlement on the outskirts of the Commonwealth with Nat and their father, a member of the local militia, Piper's career in journalism started when her father was found dead under suspicious circumstances, and she investigated to learn that he had discovered that raiders were plotting to sack the town. His superior in the militia, Captain Mayburn, was in league with them and arranged to leave the main gate open and unguarded one night in exchange for cut of the loot. When Piper's father caught on to the scheme, the captain murdered him to prevent any word of the plot getting out. When the local authorities refused to believe or even investigate her claims about Mayburn's corruption, Piper resorted into making and distributing flyers across the entire settlement calling out his crimes. The conspicuously public accusations caught the attention of the town's mayor, who accepted Piper's evidence. Outraged by his dereliction of duty, the settlers exiled Mayburn, and when the raiders eventually showed up expecting the gate to be wide open, they instead encountered prepared defenses by alerted townsfolk and were driven away. With both their parents gone and Nat too young to work, Piper relied mainly on kindness and charity to survive. Eventually, the sisters were able to save enough money to relocate to Diamond City by paying for passage on a caravan. However, life in the big city provided its own share of challenges. At the time of their arrival, Diamond City was plagued by corruption, lax security, and failing infrastructure. Frustrated with the state of affairs and increasingly desperate to enact change, Piper founded and ran the newspaper Public Occurrences to raise awareness of the city's problems. Despite her noble intentions, her career was fraught with danger and intrigue from the outset. Shortly after founding her newspaper, an article she wrote exposing the efforts of the caravan cartel to drive up food prices made her a target for their retribution. The cartel secretly arranged for Piper to be poisoned while drinking. However, she narrowly survived the incident while the assassin was apprehended by the Diamond City security and the cartel members were arrested. Piper's activism and investigative fervor ultimately bore fruit. Whether they agreed with her or not, the citizens read her newspaper in droves, and many of the issues she brought to light were addressed by the DC Authority. However, this success came at the cost of Piper's personal life. Following the release of the paper's first edition, many in the city who Piper once considered friends and confidants became distant, and she gained a reputation both in Diamond City and across the Commonwealth as a nosy snoop. Her alienation from society reached its peak with the publication of an article titled "The Synthetic Truth" in 2287. Though the article largely consisted of a retro perspective on the Broken Mask incident of 2229 and an interview with the event's last surviving witness, it also contained thinly veiled accusations that the city's mayor was a synth infiltrator acting on the behalf of the Institute. Though privately certain in her accusations, Piper lacked any solid evidence in them, and Mayor McDonough subsequently had Piper thrown out by security and banned from the city.